Welcome everyone. This is V. I am back with another video, elevating her consciousness because consciousness is divine power. And so this video is going to be entitled The Heavenly Bodies, Part 4. And this is the introduction I'm going to be giving you. Um, because very recently I did a video and it's just like I'm intending that this video is going to come on the heels of this video. However, it has not been very easy for me to push out this video because as soon as I was done with that video, this video, I was finished with it as well. My whole screen went black. It just went dark. And so rather than get all frustrated, I left the building. I left the room and I said, okay, I'm gonna come back, let that percolate, and I will come back to this video. All right. So we're moving to the top. We don't stop. We're moving higher and higher, right? So I was touching on what I want to let you know. I'm going to do this introduction because it's important. Because I got this video and I have the video I already finished. And I'm going to be doing another video after that. And I'm going to explain it right here. So touching on astrology is what I'm going to be doing in this video. And I'm going to be talking about the associated planets, okay, that is involved here. And also, I want to introduce you to some of the information that I was talking about in the video following this video, which is about truth versus a lie. Because, you know, your truth and someone else's truth may not even be the same. Because you may believe in one thing and somebody else may believe something different than you in regards to the same idea, subject or what have you. And so I'm reminded of a story about this little orphan girl. And I think it's all a movie as well. And some people you might recall, it's called Anne of Avonlea, right? I mean, my children grew up with these stories, it was a very good story. And a lot of these stories, they require these, readings and so forth in school and so forth. But in the end of the day, I'm going to just use this as an analogy in regards to what I'm going to be talking about in the next video. Not this video, but the next video. Um, I'm going to be talking about, how important it is, for, the difference between truth, right, and what you believe. Because when I think about this story, it was a very good part of this movie where, and it's a story, like it's a storybook. These two elderly parents, they adopted this young orphan girl. She was young, beautiful young orphan girl, and actually brought her home. And one day, because it's a long story, got a sequel to it and all this kind of stuff. But it's a long story. So she brought the child home, and after a while, getting comfortable and everything, she was going to be able to go out with some friends. But then what happened was the day before, the mother, she's the elder lady, the mother had lost a brooch, right? Well, she thought she lost it anyway. And so she began to interrogate Anne about this brooch. Now this brooch, it's been in the family for a long time. Just imagine it was like an heirloom or something, and it was, expensive. She was, she was getting really concerned that she thought she lost it, to the point where she was wondering what happened to it, and she began to question. I think somebody else at the house or somebody else, I think, even also put it into her mind, perhaps that girl Ann stole it, the child that you have brought into your home, she probably is a thief. And so then she began to interrogate her very, very aggressively and interrogate her about it. Ann was very smart because she read a lot of books. So after she kept pounding about, so you tell me the truth about this. Did you take it? And so forth. You said, because if you don't tell me, I mean, she just kept telling her, tell her, and she like told her she didn't take it. The first thing she told her was, I didn't take it. I didn't did not take it. That was the truth. She didn't take it. But she kept looking to her for the answer till, you know what, if you keep asking somebody for the truth and they don't believe it, guess what? Anne was so smart. She made up this whole elaborate story about the brooch that it dropped in the pond and all this. It's a whole elaborate story. It's like a whole elaborate tale that she told in order to tell her, to tell Marilla, or whoever, I forget what her name is. I don't want to call her name. But anyway, she said, she told her this whole story. And so she said, because if you don't tell me the truth, she said, you are not going to be able to go out with your friends. You're not going to be able to. So then after she told her that, because she really wanted to go out with her friends. She really wanted to go. So, but then in the end of the day, she decided she was going to make up this whole story. And she did rid of a whole elaborate lie. And guess what? She accepted that finally, after asking her multiple times, after her telling her the truth. She wouldn't accept the truth. So she made up a lie and she accepted the lie. And then as a result, she got angry and stated that, you know, oh, I have a thief in my house. Guess what? Get ready to pack your bags. You're leaving. You're getting out of here because I don't deal with liars or whatever, right? So guess what? You know, so that analogy shows that even in, I really feel like in a lot of times in life, and even in, you know, even especially back in the older days, when you come down, especially to some of the truth that we're going to be talking about in this video, and about a lot of different things about life, that people, there are some people who did not want to accept the truth. So they accepted the lie instead. And just because they accept their lie continues today. And you know what? You know how many people have been burned or at the stake and have been stoned and killed for telling the truth, for the truth, because they didn't want the truth. They accepted a lie. And so now they're living with these lies today. And so, but belief, I tell you, is stronger than truth. Why? Because it's not about the truth. It's about your belief in the truth. Or a lie could be, you know, what I was talking about, you know, even Michael Jackson knew something about it. He wrote the story, said, Billie Jean is not my lover. It's just a girl that think that I am the one. But his mama told him, be careful what he do, because the lie can become the truth. And so, whatever you want to be the truth in your life will be the truth. But that don't make you better than anybody else, because what makes you better is that hopefully you got a hold of the real truth and not a lie. Hopefully you are the truth. Are you the truth? Or are you just telling the truth of somebody else? Because even someone who that is living a lie can, you know, get by. Because it depends on how much you believe in your lies. But a lie, in the end of the day, I don't think will even stand up to anything. So that's not something that I believe in. I would like to believe it as a lie. But I'm sure going throughout life, we all have been on that road playing the fool and so forth, you know, accepting, you know, whatever someone else says rather than what we believe and what we know is true in our hearts. And so that is key. All right. And so I'm going to be talking about that as well in the video. And I'm going to be talking about, now I'm going to be doing somewhat of a tarot reading, because a lot of this plays along with everything here. The Queen of Cups talks about the King and Queen of Swords. This is what the tarot reading is going to be about in the video that's coming on the heels of this video. And it's not going to be like a full reading, because it's only going to be in regards to the sun sign. Because then, as you'll see in the next slide that I'm going to be rolling up here, that's only one aspect of a reading that can be read in a person's chart, in a person's birth chart. There's only one aspect that I'm going to be looking at. I'm not going to be looking at a detailed reading. So don't really take all this, you know, this all to, it's just for basically for applying the information and the knowledge that I have been learning through in regards to this information that we're going to be going through in this video, and also the other videos in regards to the heavenly bodies and high frequency vibrations. Okay, and finally, I want to just say I really think that in some ways I'm coming full circle with this journey that I've been on. When I first made the first video, and I think the first video was involving the Dark Knight. I made a video about the Dark Knight, and in the video is title is the Dark Knight Rising, and you can go back and watch that video, see what that's all about. I really think that that video has a lot of significance as to what we're going through today and what's going on in our world today. You know, and it's like a little short video, right? And so, you know, not only can you have to go through the Dark Night of the soul, which I'm going to be making a video in regards to that. But I think somehow like I've come full circle in a way, because now I'm going to be talking about the Dark Night of the soul, which I didn't know a whole lot about the Dark Night of the soul. You know, I think it's the book of Thoth, which is an ancient book, you know, talks about the Dark Night of the soul, which a lot, you know, sometimes you wonder where some of these words come from, some of these phrases and things come from. But I want to be talking a little bit about the Dark Night of the soul, which I think in a lot of ways, a lot of people been facing. I feel like I've been facing it. And that our world as a whole, you know, with all the pandemic and all these things that are going on, that somewhat darkness have been overshadowing a lot of things. But it's when you look at the Dark Night of the soul, it's not just about you know, like it's like it's not the end. You know what I mean? It's a period where, and like I said, I'm not gonna do all the spoil here what I'm gonna do about it, because I'm still making this video. But I feel like very strongly like I'm getting to the end of it. You know, I've gotten to the end of it, so now I can talk about a little bit of it. It's not gonna be detailed, my personal details of my story, but some things I can apply. You know what I mean? Since we are all facing in the world, you know, like I said, there's some people not even perhaps already been through it. They don't have to deal with it right now. But it's tying in with everything I want to talk about. And so enjoy this video. And look for this video coming out, as well as the video that's going to come on the heels of this, entitled the Queen of Cups talks about the King and Queen of Swords. And again, just know this tarot reading is partial. It's not complete. So it's just a partial looking at, like I said, the sun sign, and also my application of some of the things that refer to me and so forth. Okay? So enjoy the video. Welcome everyone. This is V. I am back with another video. I know it's been a while, but welcome to all my divine family. So the topic of this video is going to be part 2 in regards to the heavenly bodies. You know, I did part 1. It was about the heavenly bodies, high frequency vibrations. So I wanted to say that, you know, this is V. I'm elevating my consciousness. I'm continuing on this journey because consciousness is divine power. Now, once more, now and again, what people don't understand, they fear. And what they fear, they hate. And what they hate, they try to destroy. Simple and plain. This is just the track most people do take when they have a lack of understanding and understanding. But we're going to try to diminish a lot of that. And because when you begin to elevate your consciousness, you begin to become more informed, which prepares you for when you're prepared with more knowledge and understanding. Guess what? It wipes out fear. You don't have to be in fear, because see, there's a better way. And with this video, the main topic I'm going to be talking about is heavenly bodies. Before, just kind of a recap, we were discussing about the planets and the planet positions. And we talked about, you know, opposition, trine, the square, the sextile, and much about, you know, what the planet positions were all about. And then we also went into a little bit about what the, you know, all of the sun, the moon, and, you know, all the different planets. And but generally there are 12 planets, 12 houses, and 12 signs. But you know, you know, I encourage you to do your own research, because this is for educational value and entertainment. But you need to do your own research, because you may find that there'll be some variations in some of the planets, and because you may discover that there may be more planets than what we may be exposed to, and there may be more you know, more planets and more signs, more, you know. Yeah, because I've seen some variations in different some of the planets. So yeah, so I kind of like, some things did not resonate with me, but the things that did, this is how I'm bringing it to you, right? And so one of the things I didn't cover on the last video was in regards to the retrograde. So we're going to just learn a little bit more about retrograde. And so, and this is just going to be a more in-depth a little bit more in-depth information. But see, so looking at the screen, this is a comprehensive look at the planets and their position at the moment you were born. The sun sign is the basic reading, where you discover your moon sign, the rising sign, the ascendant, and put the whole picture together. And so basically, I'm not going to be going into that, but just somewhat of an introduction, because, you know, there has been a lot of, I feel like a lot of tension when in regards to, you know, whether or not, you know, this is necessary, whether or not, you know, astrology, for one, the subject of astrology. And some of this is not going, you know, it's not going to resonate with you. So just know that in this video, it's not for everyone. You know, I've been on this journey, and I've been learning a lot of things, because I'm expanding my mind, elevating my consciousness, and I would hope you would do the same. But if not, you know, I just want to say, ask this one question: do you need a computer to run your business? Because I want to kind of make a comparison to those who feel like perhaps astrology is not for you, and it probably won't be, and it probably never will be. You probably won't utilize it, but I want to put forth a good effort here to show you, perhaps you may be missing out, you know, on some things. Okay, for example, do you need a computer to run your business? And I would say no, you do not. You do not need a computer or the computer software programs, which is a tool to run your business. You can actually go back to, you know, keeping tabs on paper. You can go back to mailing things rather than emailing. And I don't know how long that's going to last, you know, carrying mail from place to place. But for the most part, if you can email something, guess what? That's going to be probably a more efficient, a more effective way of communicating these days, and perhaps it may save you some money. But so no, but I would answer that question and say no, you do not need a computer. But just think about this: once you go backwards to the old ways of doing things, and mind you, this method here and these practices are not something that is really very new, because there's really nothing new under the sun. Okay, it's just old as time. And once you go back into the old ways of doing things, I'm just going to, sit back and look and see how long it's going to take you before you fall behind. Okay? Because right now it's the age of Aquarius, which would be, which is the golden age. Or I would like to say it's a golden opportunity for you. It's a golden opportunity for me and you. And I think I said it before. Try taking horseback from America to overseas or to someplace like Asia or Africa, and just, try going anywhere on foot. For example, like to the next city, the next state over, or something like that. You know, let me know how that's working out for you. And so, and I'm gonna be, and see, I'm talking to everyone who don't believe in all this technology. You see, technology, robots, AI, and all these things are getting smarter, seemingly. They're getting smarter. AI is getting smarter. Robots and technology, everything is getting smarter. But the people somehow seems to be getting dumber and dumber. Now, I don't mean to disrespect anyone, but guess what? If you know, just because you don't understand or understand something, it does not mean it is not valid. It does not mean that it does not hold any truth, or that it does not work, or that it's either good or bad. Just because you don't understand or you don't understand it, okay? And I know as soon as I'm gonna finish with this video, somebody's gonna be starting to cast spells. you know. And so when you think of casting spells, you think that's just something, out of this world. It's just something so evil. Only demons do that. But guess what? I talked about this before in some of my videos previously about how there was a time we didn't even have this language. We didn't have language. Right. There was no language. So language, it's nothing but spelling and words and so forth. So and it's so sad that a lot of people get caught up with all the semantics and everything. And basically anybody can cast a spell, you know, but there are people who are casting probably a good spell. Anybody can stand up in front of a crowd, point their hands out and mutter out some gibberish or something you don't even understand. Cast a spell on you, didn't even know it. But generally when you think about, going to church or something like that, you think people are trying to, send out something good, something to heal you or something like that. So, however way you want to do it, it's still, you know, um, because basically in our world, guess what? There's good and there's bad. Depends on who it is and what their intentions are, whether or not they're trying to um, put some kind of blessing upon you or a curse, right? So just by the words that's going to be coming out of some folks' mouth, they're going to be casting spells. You say, V, how is that? You see, when folk do not take the time to do their research, improve, and master their communication, it's always going to trip someone up. It's always going to cause confusion. This is why I can hardly wait until things get to the point where, everybody is, they're ascended. All who is going to ascend, let them ascend, please. Because, you know, see, in this ascended environment, in an environment where everyone is elevating their consciousness, words will not be needed. Okay, words will not be needed. Even now, there are individuals who are, they're telepathic. You know what? They have telepathy. So, and then they all on one accord. Why? And they already know what the other person is thinking, feeling, and needing and wanting. Get someone. There are people like that on the planet now, right now, who whether it be someone who is their soulmate or something like that. And that's why this video is so important, because when you take the time to know yourself, right, and know your, when you take time to know yourself, guess what? You care about others, because then you're gonna you know, it's gonna be evident. See, love isn't any language. When you care about somebody else, you take the time to build up your communication, okay? And you don't have to say I love you to show someone that you care, because words are just words, right? It's the very action, it's the vibrations, because you can feel the vibrations coming on. You can feel when somebody don't, you get the vibrations of someone don't, that does not care about you, or they don't like you, or whatever the case is. So be it, right? You see, if someone is deceiving you, or that person does not care about you, if someone deceives you, they don't really care about you. That doesn't take words. It's just, you could just see what their actions is all about. But this is the point I want to make here. It is not up to anyone but you to find out where you fit into the whole. You see, all this separation, in regards to, based upon race, color, gender, your intellect, your socioeconomic status, and all of that, it's just a means of, or a way and a means to divide you or divide us, right? However, the most distinct and the most appropriate is knowing thyself. See, if you don't know yourself, or know who you are, how can you expect anyone else to know for you? And see, this journey, the journey even that I'm on, this journey, it starts within. It starts within. And you need to take care of yourself, right, first. And I have been doing a lot of that lately, look at going within, with the meditation and so forth. And so this is why this journey continues. You see, you got to take the beam out of your own eye so you can see clearly. Because you can't say I love God and you don't love the people that you see every day, or you don't love yourself, or you don't love your people that you see every day. Because there are a lot of people who claim, that they are, they aspire and they care to, aspire to care for everybody and love everybody, or love their people. At first, they don't even love their own people, because, there are many people who just don't care. And they don't have to be a certain color. They can be right. I even heard, now my parents have never told me, oh, you're never going to be anything. You're never going to be nothing. You're just never going to be anything. I never had my parents to tell. But there are people who have been saying that they heard their parents say that to them, or their mother or their father said that to them. So if a person's mother and father can, pretty much curse them or say something like that to them, that's somebody who you see every day. So because that's somebody you should be caring about. It's somebody who it actually is some kin to you. They the same color as you. You see how color don't matter when it comes down to who really cares. It first starts with us, right? But then it goes outward. It extends outward. So regardless of any of these things that separate us, it is not what someone else says, but it's what we say about ourselves. Because I know the minute someone said that, or you're not going to make it, or something like that, and that's coming from somebody even in your own family, or somebody the same color as you, when they say it, it's almost, it feels the worst. It's just like the worst. It's worse than someone else it's worse than someone who would say that outside of your family. It doesn't have the same effect. So, and I want to make this point because there are individuals out there I know who, they'll give you all this whole lie, how they care and all of this, and how, you just have to be, so one-sided. It's just like, to me, I feel like it's just hate at its finest, right? But I've decided on this journey that hate is just something that I don't appreciate at all. And so this video is going to be kind of touching on um, helping people to realize that they have the power within themselves to rise above anything that anyone else is saying about them, to put them down or whatever. Okay, and one of those things, one of the tools, is using positive affirmations or personal mantras. You see, when you go from you may go to another culture, you may go to another state or another country, and a lot of times, what I'm going to be talking about here is it's the same thing that they're doing over there. It's just that they don't use the same words. You see, because the language has made this big separation. Because somebody could come right behind me and just prove everything I said wrong just by twisting some of the words around. But if you do your deep research, if you do your research, a lot of things that I'm going to talk about here is going to be the same as what you will see in another country somewhere else. It's just some of the names have changed. Even some of these planets, symbols and different things have changed throughout the thousands of years. But it's the same thing. It's the same idea, the same concept, and the same. So a lot of it is just so similar. If you really did a comparison, you will find so many similarities, it will actually blow your mind. And so you just sit tight right here, because we're going to go through this. And so mantras, what are mantras? Mantras are words used to motivate and inspire you to be your best self. And so after finishing the video, hopefully you will expand your mind and realize how astrology is very much essential to you being your best self. And I want to just pause right here and talk about tarot. Tarot for a minute. Do you need tarot? Reading of cards and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure somebody want to know about how I think about that. Well, let me just say this. Like I already said, do you need a computer to run your business? No, you don't. And so you don't need tarot. And you don't need anybody else but yourself. Knowing thyself and believing in thyself is all you need. However, if you want to be more efficient and more effective, and just like we just said, to be your best self, guess what? There are tools and there are other ways in which you can enhance and you can be more effective as in being you. Guess what? This is about being you, not just running a business or anything. This is about you. This is about your temple. Okay? This is what it's all about. So do you think that's important, or you just think that's something like a joke? Well, we're going to go through some of this information. By the time this video is over, I hope that you would grasp an understanding about what it's all about, because it's not just a joke. Okay? Because what it's all about is about the energy. You got to learn about the energies. You see, when astrology, it's when you look at the screen here, it's talking about how to read your astrology birth chart, which we're not going to be doing any of that here. But guess what? The birth chart, it is a map of where all the planets were in their journey around the sun from our vantage point on Earth at the exact moment you were born. An astrology chart reading can reveal your strengths and weaknesses, your opportunities for soul growth, the best timing for your most important moves. You can calculate yours, okay? All you need is your time of birth, date of birth, and place. All that information can be effective in assisting you in learning how to be the best you. So guys, I had to do an intermission right here. I mean, the video that I was making is getting really, really, really long, and I prefer it not to be that long. So let me just go ahead on and do this, make this like an intermission, and ask you the question: what is your destiny? Or what is the destiny of your life? Or what is driving? Or who is driving you? What's driving you in life? Do you have a navigation system? What is the next stop or destination for you? Are you following that star? Okay, so I want to mention something about the star. Now, for some, you know who the star is. You know, the star that was the wise men followed that was in the heavens. Some might want to call it Christ, but that idea of the star goes way back. And you know, I was trying to find the card that will fit. I know there were matching cards that were so it could kind of be uniform. But I stumbled upon this star card, which it brought me to my memory about how this star, this idea of the star. I mean, like I said before, some terms and some things that we are new to us today. You know, they were been around for centuries and centuries and centuries. But the idea of the star goes way, way back. And for those who've done their research, know that the idea of the star goes far back. But then also in the tarot, it has the star card and it has the card of the Fool. And so, what journey are you on? What journey are you on? Are you on a journey following the star? Or are you just wandering through life, not knowing which direction or which way, you know, is up or down, and just kind of confused? This is the questions that we need to ask when you're on a journey of life. Okay, so until next time, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Look for the video that's going to be coming after this, because it's going to be part 4, 1, and there's going to be a part 4, part 2, because I had to break it up, make it more easy. Okay, so until then, see you next time. Love you much.